Hello, you guys, and welcome to the Essay Podcast. This is a space where I spill the tea on the real, the raw, what I'm moving through, healing, learning, and manifesting, all with the intention of encouraging you to step into the next level version of you, because you are the ultimate healer, and everything you've been looking for, it starts within. Let's get into the episode. We also visited this place called Colmar, which I suggest visiting because it was the city-inspired Beauty and the Beast, and it was so cute when we went there. So what did we do there?
So we drove to Colmar after one of the days of the show, and then we got there. We were planning to go to one of the restaurants, and the restaurant was closed unexpectedly.
That's another
we got example. There and they were still there, and I was like, oh, is it open? And they're like, oh, we decided to close early. So we're like, oh, okay. And so we went to get ice cream because I wanted to get ice cream.
God. Oh my God. Wait, getting there though, we had to take this crazy detour.
Yeah.
It was like a 45-minute detour, and it was like we were driving through
it felt like a trail park, a national park.
Yeah, if you went on a hike, you know how it's dirt, you're like kicking rocks.
Yeah.
On a trail, and you can hear the the crunch. We were on that, except it was like a car. It was like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like if you were on a horse.
Yeah.
You know, like a horse or
and
something.
And it's just bumpy.
And like and you're in a wagon, whatever those things are called.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Boom, 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 boom. Like we were driving through that for like 45 minutes, and I was like, Samantha, I was so scared. She was driving. I was like, if the car tire pops, what are we gonna do? We're stranded, because like at that point it's already been like 6:45, 7 o'clock by the time we were even heading over there. So,
and it was in the trees also.
It was in the trees. So who knows if they say they could come and fix our tire, but can they even find us?
Right. And also it was a 1-lane road.
Yeah.
So we didn't know if there were other people coming the other direction. And we were just like, we just have to hope that anyone else is not speeding around the corner, because there's nowhere to go. Mm-hmm. So we were just driving, and we were driving slowly because it was so bumpy. Mm-hmm. So we were just trying to not pop the tires. And I was like, thank goodness I bought the tire insurance. That the lady was like, I suggest you get this. And I'm like, I'm glad. We didn't pop any tires, but we were just slowly making our way through there. Mm-hmm. And then towards the end, we saw another car, a convertible. And we're like, okay, we know they're not supposed to be there. They must also be from out of town, because they would not have driven through this bumpy road either. And they're also just slowly inching their way around into the light. And we're just like, okay, phew. It's not light. Just us. Yeah, because it was like the trees, and then it cleared out. And we're like, oh my gosh, it's still bright outside. Mm-hmm. And then we saw them. We're just like, okay, so it wasn't just us.
Yeah. We were also like, I feel like based on the restaurant that we were sent to, I say sent to because I feel like we were sent to places to do some
just clear stuff. Yeah, I feel like there were some other places that we also went to, and it was like, oh, we're supposed to clear here too.
So we were like supposed to clear the restaurant. We were driving through the forest basically to get to Colmar, so clearing that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you just go with the flow. You're meant to be.
We're doing the best we can.
Where you.
And at the end of that, by the time I got to Colmar, I was like, you know what? I'm getting gelato.
Yeah. No, the whole point of it was like Samantha was dying. She was like, I need a treat. After this, I need a treat. And I was like, okay, Samantha, we'll go get gelato.
So we got gelato, and then we went to get dinner. Because I was like, who knows if this ice cream place is going to stay open.
Right. Because they were going to close at 8:30. We got there by like 8:10.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got there.
It took like 1:45 to get there. So right. Another detour.
Yeah.
But the food was really good. Where did we eat? What was it?
So we ended up eating at a Turkish place. And the reason that is because a lot of the Middle Eastern food restaurants there happened to stay open late. I think maybe because culturally, like the French restaurants tend to close earlier, but the Middle Eastern, like Turkish restaurant, we had Afghan food the first day we got there or the second day. And then this time we went to a Turkish restaurant. It was really good. And we even ordered a second set to go.
Tip number, whatever we're on.
Yeah.
2, 5, 10, I don't know. But because there's good food is like an hour or something away. It sounds like an hour or something away is not that far. But when you're at the gem show and like you have time crunch because these restaurants are going to close, like you get food when you get food. So we were at this restaurant and we're like, this is so good. We need to order food to go so that we can have this the next day or for another day. For dinner because who knows?
Right. Because there weren't that many restaurants nearby where we were staying. So we ended up asking them, like, can we just order a second set of this to go? And then we were just sitting there. They had this really nice apple tea. It tasted like hot apple cider or something.
That was good, though, if you ate it with your meat. Like, that to me was...
Yeah, I like sour.
Sour.
Esteem, not quite
that
so much. That
made my eye twitch a little. That's a medium eye twitch.
Medium eye twitch.
Okay, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Tip, like, go to Colmar, make time to go
walk around, see the buildings. It was really pretty. It did remind me of Beauty and the Beast.
All I wanted to do when I was there was like, I kept singing this song.
Yeah. I don't know the words for that. We were just humming that the whole time because neither of us knew the words.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the whole vibe of Colmar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the gem show. I had a question that came in that was like, I want to know everything you bought. Honestly, I can't even answer that question because I don't even know everything I bought. You get like gem show blackout.
Yeah.
But from what I can remember, I was picking out like really cool Moroccan agates that were like little sliced tumbles of like, they were like pink and blue from that one lady, that German lady.
I do remember.
Yeah, and then I was surprised to find like a lot of really good agates there, which I wasn't expecting. Like, then I don't know if we talked about the German agate guy, but
I don't think I think we talked about how they go through the lengths of how they got the agate, but we didn't quite go into more detail.
Yeah, I got some really pretty pink German agates this time, which they don't go to the US. So that was super fun because I had just gone to this booth, I frolic in and I'm like, oh, look, pink agates. Like anytime I have the show, I always find anything. I look for anything pink because that's your guys' favorite. So I'm just looking around and I see, oh, how much are they, blah, blah, blah. And then I start making a little pile out of like 5 and I think I'm gonna like, that's gonna be all. And then he's like, do you wanna like see some more? I have more. Pulls out like trays and trays in little egg cartons, and he allows me to hand pick each one for you. So I don't even know, I think I have like 75 pieces of pink agate that came back.
And he even said I can go home and get more because he lives nearby.
Yeah, because he's not that far. And then what else did we find? There were like some Bulgarian pieces.
Oh yeah.
I got some like pink calcite from Bulgaria and these pink double-sided apophyllite. Wait, double-sided? Yeah, double-sided apophyllite also from India. But then double-sided chalcedony, full-on druzy everything's.
Where'd you get the lab from?
Oh, lab is from Madagascar.
Oh, okay.
But the labradorites that were like baby freeforms, for some reason I was so drawn this year, or at this gem show, to labradorite. Like I kept trying to want to find like a really good labradorite freeform with really good flash, like a big one. Couldn't find it. I mean, there's plenty of options, but I want to find like, the perfect one. And let me tell you, there's like thousands of these labradorites. But I only picked the best one for you guys because that's the way I shop.
Oh, another thing is even though you might see similar vendors at both the American shows and the France Europe shows, like let's say ones from Brazil or other countries that go to both places, they bring different things to different places. So even though Tucson is the biggest, when we went to the Sainte Marie show, when I'd see vendors that I've seen at Tucson, I'm like, how come you don't have this at Tucson?
Yeah, there was a vendor there who like normally they go to Tucson, but they don't have that stuff at Tucson.
Yeah.
I think what happens is a lot of times the vendors, like they have storage. Some vendors have storage in these multiple different locations. Like a lot of people have storage in Tucson because they go back. So the material that doesn't sell in Tucson
Stays
there. Yeah. So
And then
you
the
won't
ones-
see it in France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the ones they might have in Europe as well. So it's easier to like either ship directly from the country to Europe, or they might have storage closer that they might pull from. So because of that, sometimes the types of things, the shapes, like maybe there's more mushrooms in one area and they have less mushrooms at another place. For things like that is a small example. And so you just have to be at the other show in order to find something else that might be unique, even if you think, oh, it's the same vendor. So I ran into this one vendor and I personally wanted to look for wands. And I saw this same guy and I was like, hey, I'd never seen these at Tucson. And I've been going to the same tent at Tucson for the past 5 years.
Samantha's favorite booth.
Because I am like, I know you have wands. And it's the only place that has these interesting looking wands where they create it. And then sometimes I think about it and I come back the next day and they're all gone. And they're like, I only brought these 5, these 6. I'm like, okay, next time. And so I go to Sainte Marie and I see a whole different design. I'm like, why don't you bring these to Tucson? And he's like, well, I just bring different stuff every time. I was like, wow. So I guess I have to get something here. That was my conclusion, because when I was like, let me think about it, gone. Half of those things were gone. But part of it is that, again, I think we mentioned this earlier, but when it's time, when the show is done, at the end of the day, it's done and they want you out. So you can't dawdle looking at, I think I'm going to get this and this. They're like, you're late. You have to leave. Exactly like that. So I was like, okay, I'll come back first thing. So I went and got it. But yeah, you just have to look at different shows because they just have slightly different things. But you can always, if you talk to the vendor, you can always ask them to bring that.
Okay, let's talk about some behind the scenes, like stories behind the crystals that we found.
Okay, yeah. So I have one story that starts with me. So after the show, again, the city is not too big. It's like 1-lane roads, 2-lane roads. And once it's time to leave, everyone's trying to leave the parking lots. It's crowded. And we decided, let's just get some food at the supermarket before we go home, because again, who knows when things are going to close, and let's just get some stuff to stock up.
Who knows the next time we're going to eat.
Let's just get some food to stock up at our Airbnb as well. And it was so like filled with traffic. And at the same time, we were like, let's just get gas. And there's a gas station right next to the supermarket. So,
because you also don't know when you can get gas.
Right.
Like, we were at half tank and I was like, Samantha, we better fill this thing up because who knows when we can find gas.
Right.
Have you seen a gas station?
Yeah, you don't see gas stations driving from our Airbnb to the show. So it was like, okay, let's just go here.
Yeah.
And everyone was trying to go there. Everyone was trying to go to the supermarket and the gas station. So it took us like 10 minutes to go 1 mile, 1.5 miles. And I told Estine, get out.
Get out.
like get out the car while I get gas. You run into the supermarket so that you can get stuff. And we were also looking for a fan because we were dying.
That was my main goal when I went into the grocery store. I was like, where can I find a fan? Couldn't find anything. And also at the same time, I was like, trying to find some at the good gluten-free snacks. I was like, oh God, it's all in French. Oh, what is this? I don't know.
So it was like, imagine that. And so it's like, you just go, because I need to wait in line to get gas. And
you see also like so many people from the show, there's like vendors in the supermarket. Everyone's just like, you see all the vendors like, hey, how's it going?
Right.
I had one vendor be like, now I know what you do after you go to the show. It's going to the grocery store, not partying.
Mystery. Yeah. We just get our food, get a sweet treat, and then go back to the Airbnb. That's usually our jam. Like, sweet treats is how we party.
Yeah. Sweet treat, sweet treat, sweet treat. We lost my train of thought. I don't remember.
Okay, so let me continue. So while she was in the supermarket, I was waiting in line to get gas, and I finally it was my turn, and I realized I never filled the gas tank before, and I didn't know what type of gas it takes. So in France, you could either get diesel, like there's like cars that take diesel, and from when we had to rent the BMW, it took diesel. And so they told us, like, fill it up with diesel on the way back. So we're like, okay. And it's so interesting because the cars all sound like trucks, like the ones that take diesel. So I was like, does our car take diesel? Does it take regular gas? I don't know. It doesn't say like diesel, gasoline. It's like E5, E9.
Oh yeah, it's like different gas.
So I was like, what is mine supposed to take? So I was like, okay, let me try diesel. So I tried diesel, and it wouldn't quite fit. It wasn't fitting properly into the gas thing. And so it kept stopping. I'm like, I don't know why it's doing this. So I kept trying. And then I was trying to look in the manual, and I was feeling pressure because there were people behind me waiting. So I looked into the manual, did not say anything. And then I realized that on the inside of when you open the gas, it says E5 or E9 or something. I was like, wow.
So when you're driving a car there, make sure you
just check the inside when you open the panel of the gas,
because it's different numbers there.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, the whole time it was here. So I tried too many times to do diesel, so then the card stopped working, and someone in a van behind me came out because he was wondering, like, are you having trouble? And so he was trying to help me. He actually English, like, he spoke Spanish, but he knew French. Like, that was our common language. So he's like, okay, can you help me? And he's like, I'm not even from here, but I'll try to help you. And by the time I realized, oh, it's not diesel, it's gas, it all of a sudden said out of service. And so now he couldn't use it either. I couldn't use it either. And so he was still trying to help me. And he's like, okay, go around and back up and this. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
Did you also like pull in on the wrong side too? So
I did.
To stretch the thing?
Because he said, oh, it should probably stretch the gas. It did not stretch.
That's like your favorite thing to do at a gas station. Stretch the thing.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, so I had to back up. So he said, back up and go in the other direction. So, and this is a 2-station gas station. Like, it's tiny. And so it was just me. And then he pulled into where my spot was. He realized it wasn't working. So he also went to back up. And so while I was trying to get gas, another car pulled in, and it happened to work for them. So he said, okay, go behind him. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Thanks for helping me out. And I ended up getting gas. And then he pulled in behind me with his van, and his card wasn't working. So he called me over. He's like, can you use your card so that I can get gas? And at first I was like, okay, wait. He's like, I'll give you cash. Like, it's going to be 50 euros or whatever. And so he gives me 50 euros, and I use my card. And so he puts gas in his car, and then it ends up being a little bit more than 50 euros. It was like 55. And he's like, oh, okay, let me get more euros for you. And so he's asking his friend in the car, like, do you have 5 euros? He doesn't. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. He's like, no. It's not fine. He gives me a card. He turns out to be a vendor, and he's like, come see me at this place. I sell Moroccan, like Moroccan agates and like selenite and other things from Morocco.
He's a Moroccan vendor.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know you're a vendor. Where are you? I shop at the show too. And so he's like, yeah, come by. And I was like, okay, I'll come by. Meanwhile, there's some other people in the back that are like, what's happening?
Honking.
Someone came out like, is there something up here? But I was like, it's okay. It's all good. We're done. We resolved this. So we both left. And I go find Estine because meanwhile, Estine was left
Struggle
in the
Bus City
supermarket. So I met her there. There were no fans. We had instead these unicorn fans.
That was a fan.
It was a fan. It
fan.
worked. So we had these unicorn fans. We found gluten-free snacks for me, some other stuff, and then we went home. And then the next day...
Was it even the next day, like 2 days later?
Yeah, I think it was 2 days later because I lost the business card.
Yeah.
So I was just like, maybe I'll see him. I think I remember the name, but it's okay. It was only €5. And so fast forward 2 days, the last day, we are walking in this new area because we decided let's just get through everything. We haven't even seen the whole show. And we walk into this one area.
We walked there before. It's just like...
We never like noticed.
I don't know. I think I was just at that point looking for just being more open and being like, okay,
let's see what else is here.
See what else.
Yeah, something like that. So we go back to this area, and then I happen to look into one of these tents, and I was like, I know that guy. And so he sees me, and he's like, oh, you're here. And I was like, I lost your card, but luckily I found you. So he's like, okay, come. And he leads me to another tent. And then
also a Moroccan tent.
That was also a Moroccan tent. So while he was getting me my €5, Estine decides to start looking around just to see, and she finds this piece.
Yeah. So I don't normally go in a lot of Moroccan tents, honestly, because they sell by the lot, and the Moroccan tents also have a lot of similar material. And then lots, by the way, is like you have to buy multiple pieces at once. It is cheaper, but then you basically, with the way that people, like the customers, the Estee customer peeps are, is they like maybe 1 or 2 out of the whole lot of like 10 of them. And so, anyways, I sell the 1 or 2, and then the other ones I'm like, what do I do with these? Anyways, so that's why I don't go to the Moroccan tents as much. But I was like looking around, wasn't even supposed to go in this tent in the first place because I don't normally, I'm just like, there's nothing here. Go in, and I find the juiciest piece of hot pink cobalto with a wavy swirl on the front. It looks like a wave on the front.
Yeah, cobalto, it's like a darker.
And also, it's like a big old piece with nice banding on the bottom. It's like a big freeform. And I was like, this is probably one of the nicest polished cobalto calcites I've seen ever.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any that looked like that. So I was just like...
Actually, no, I take that back. We saw those rough ones in Tucson. Remember that one?
Yeah.
There's like a next level of cobalto. But this, for a polished, and I was like, I think I need this. And so it was just like...
And we asked, like, is there any more? He said this is the only one. So
he said he had others, but this was the only one. He was also like, this is a really good price because, yeah. Anyways. I was like... Wow, I wasn't even expecting it, but it's almost expecting to find it, but it's so fun when that happens all the time because...
Like random finds.
Yeah. And it makes the piece even more special when you get it because you're like, I wasn't even looking. This is what happens, Samantha, to get gas.
Yeah, we were just...
She didn't get her $5 back.
Yeah, because we would have never looked in the tent at all because we were on crunch time because again we already don't have as much time as we usually do in other shows, so we were just trying to hit all of those, like, okay, let's look for this, let's go here, let's do pickups, let's figure out shipping.
We had to finish by 3 or 4 that day. We had to finish by 3.
We were trying to have a time limit so that we could finish the shipping process because that was another thing we were trying to, like, we were worried about, okay, how is this going to work out? So we got that
because it was
worked out. Yeah, that too. So that was nice. And as an aside, they do have people at the shipping who speak English, some of them. So they can help you, but it is nice. Depending on what you need, you might need to know a little French.
Yeah.
We did, like, there was one lady who, she specialized in a certain type of shipping, but she didn't speak
Ocean.
English. Yeah, ocean freight. So, but she's like, I don't really speak much English, so I mostly spoke to her in French. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that really depends on whatever you do. But yeah, it all worked out, and it was so funny that we even took the time to stop by and like, let's just look around here.
Yeah.
Because we were like, oh my God, we have 3 hours. Oh my gosh, we have 2.5 hours.
On top of that, I don't know, we had lost so much time.
Yeah.
I don't say lost, but like we
We spent time.
we spent time just like doing a bunch of other getting cash.
Yeah.
And like that whole situation, we had, I don't know, spent 2 hours doing that whole fiasco.
Because so part of it is that the banks in the city where the gem show were, they didn't have enough cash at the ATMs. So we had to go to another city.
Out.
Yeah, they ran out of cash. So we had to go to another city in the opposite direction before coming to the show and find an ATM there or a bank that can allow bigger withdrawals. And then we had to do multiple withdrawals because it was like little amounts at a time. So we were doing that, and then
yeah, go to a real bank. Don't go to an ATM though that's like at the grocery store, because you can only withdraw like a certain amount,
like 300.
It only allowed us to withdraw 300 euros, and 300 euros doesn't get you very far in a gem show.
Yeah, so find a real bank. And again, so depending on where you're staying, make sure to map to a major bank and try to withdraw as much money there. Also, you could also withdraw money on the way out from the airport. You can find a big bank nearby the airport and then withdraw all your money there and then go to the show. So that also might work out better for you.
Basically collect money here and there, because some of the vendors at the gem show only take cash. And then if you're a shop, you need a lot of cash sometimes.
And yeah, just like with any other show, cash is king for the most part. And on top of that, being in Europe, some of the cards that you have might not be accepted by them.
No, yeah.
For the most part, I think Visa is the most widely accepted, but still they might say, if they do like bank transfers, like sometimes in the US shows, you could do Zelle or PayPal, and over there they have a different set of bank transfers, so that might not be possible. Maybe you might find 1 or 2 people that do PayPal, but it's not common. So bring cash, and if not, a Visa card might work out for you.
They were taking cards.
Yeah,
but try and get a card also that doesn't have like transaction fees.
Yeah, that too.
That's what happened.
Yeah, so Esteem was getting hit left and right. Luckily, my card didn't have foreign transaction fees, and also they would pay me back if I got fees for withdrawing from the ATM. So for trips like this, make sure you have at least one card that's good for that.
Do that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't do that ahead of time, and then it was a whole fiasco. But
yeah.
Anyways, that's why we're here telling you what to do. Giving you tips.
So that you don't have to go through any of the little mishaps that we did. Or at least try to avoid as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's tell them about... I want to tell you about how I found the Veracruz.
Yes.
It was also on the last day, on the same day of the Cobalto. But so for usually in multiple booths, there's like booths that have behind the glass specimen pieces, which I know they start to get like a lot higher in price when they're behind the glass. So normally I just like to browse and look and see what's pretty and be like, oh my God, this exists. Mother Earth made this, which is wild. I always think that because if I paint something, it takes me forever, number one. Number two, it doesn't look perfect at all. But these things come out shimmery, glittery. It's all natural.
Yeah.
And the color is hot pink. The color is blue. The color is green. It's all kinds of colors. So I'm like, anyways, let me bring it back. But basically, so I went in this one booth, which I wasn't planning on going in at all. Actually, I didn't even know it existed until the last day. And then I go in, looking around, and then I'm seeing what they have. And all the way in the back of the booth, I look and I stop and I look inside this one shelf, lit up shelf, and they have Veracruz. But it's not just Veracruz, because Veracruz you'll see a lot of, like, they have the matrix on it, so it looked like purple little points with brown, a lot of brown crust. And the customers here, the peeps here, I don't know if they like brown like that much. So I mean, it's beautiful. I've always wanted good Veracruz, but it just has to also be like something that people would get too. Anyway, so when I looked, it was Veracruz, and the whole crust of the Veracruz was shimmer, glitter, sugar, front and back quartz. So it was Veracruz with a quartz matrix. And I was like, this is actually insane. I showed it to another vendor. He was like, did you get that? And I was like, yeah, I had to. He was like, that's like 1 in a million. I was like, I know. So that it's just fun to have like pieces like that.
Yeah, and just talking to different vendors, like, look at what I got over here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but sometimes, especially with that specific vendor, some vendors want to know what you find around the show.
Because they don't have the chance to walk around as much as we do. So sometimes they want to know, like, oh, what's going on over here? What's going on over here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun. And I liked it, especially with this one vendor. I like to geek out and be like, oh my God, look what I found. And then I'm like, I want to see your personal collection. Show me something. And he shows me. And I'm like, what? Mind blown. Going back to the Veracruz amethyst story, this particular vendor, actually, I have a crystal shop who's also a friend. And she was like, oh my God, you're at the show. You have to visit my friends, which is like a particular vendor. And she's like, this is what they look like. And I was like, okay. I was like, what's their booth? But she didn't get a chance to get back to me because the show also was like so short and it was like almost ending. We were leaving on, who knows, Friday was our last day.
Yeah. Friday was our last full day. Mm-hmm. And then Saturday we had to wake up super early so that we could leave. So there was no way we were going to stop by the show.
Yeah. So she was like, you have to meet my friends. And I'm like, okay. And then I happen to walk in the booth. And then I hear the owners talking and they're speaking Italian. And I'm like, I think this is the people who I'm like that I was like recommended to see. And then I go and they're like, oh, do you know so-and-so? And then she's like, wow, oh my God. And then she was like, yes, oh my gosh, if you're a friend of hers, then you're a friend of ours. Welcome. Take your time. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So the whole point of it was like basically synchronicity. We weren't supposed to go there, but we ended up going.
And you found this nice piece.
Yeah.
You met the people who you're supposed to meet.
Yeah.
They were really nice. And they're like, you can even come visit us.
Come if you come to Italy, then come visit us, right?
It was like, wow, like, where do you live? It's like, I visited Florence. He's like, I
could take you around.
Yeah, that was fun.
The vendors are so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any other nice pieces?
There's just other things that I saw in general that also, it was just fun to see. There's always the behind the scene collector's pieces, like the pink fluorides, and there was like all these crystallized rose quartz, but things that I got for the shop would be like citrine golden healer towers, which were new that I haven't carried in the shop before, and then aura light spheres,
The Seraphinite?
Seraphinite
Yeah.
slabs that were like spicy hot. And then more Russian tourmaline. Oh yeah, we didn't go. Let's tell them about the pink tourmaline story.
Oh, yeah. So when we were at the show, mind you, this is our first time going to France. For some reason, we had multiple vendors telling us, I think I've seen you before. And I think I've sold to you before. I think I've seen you. And we're just like, is this a selling? Is this a selling tactic? I do not remember you. But then at the same time, I feel like we're a little bit memorable in just the duo pairing of like how often do you see like
A pairing that looks like us. I mean,
Yeah.
Samantha's got her purple hair.
yeah, I'm usually wearing some like colored braid extensions and bright clothing,
Yeah.
platform shoes,
Yeah.
and then we just stand out. There might be people who've seen us walking around the shows and maybe we've never actually stopped for long, but they're like, oh, those two. So they say, I think I've sold to you before. So this one tent, he was
yeah.
like, I think I've seen you. Right. I think I've sold to you guys before. And we're like, really? And so we end up getting drawn into the tent to just look around. And we saw some little tourmaline pieces. And then he's like, oh, I have this back room. And I have this back room where I have the extra nice pieces. So why don't you come look back here? So we're like, okay, nice pieces.
No,
sure.
he said extra nice pieces, and I was like, oh my God, I'm scared. He's like, why are you scared? And I was like, because I know if they're extra nice, then literally they're probably going to be a lot. He was like, no, it's fine. Come look.
Just look.
And so we like walk through this slit parted ways of parts of the tent. It's like slit open because it's like a canvas.
Yeah.
Takes us to this back corner of the room. And there's a table and then all these flats of boxes open. He's like, this is the best of the best. This is the highest quality pink tourmaline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he takes out these boxes and he's showing us little pieces, large pieces. He's telling us stories about his clients because as a back story to why he said he thought we were familiar, he actually used to go to Tucson and he stopped going after a little bit after COVID. So there was a potential of us actually meeting. Then we were actually talking like, okay, so we were here, we started going at this year. When did you stop going? And so we were like, okay, you might have actually seen us. And we were asking what tents. And
But
so
that was also like 5 or 6 years ago.
yeah, so it's just like, you remember us? But
No
so
way.
now that he doesn't go to Tucson anymore, he only goes to France and Munich because he's actually based in Germany. So he was like, these pieces, like, you either buy here or, while you can hand pick them. So he was trying to tempt us, but it was just fun hearing all his stories.
Okay, you guys, let me tell you that these pink tourmaline pieces, like for the piece, they were
So nice.
so nice. Some of the best I've seen. And it was some of the best I've seen. Nicest quality, super gemmy with rainbows. You guys, you should have seen Samantha's face. She was like looking at me like, so you gonna get it? Like that's what she kept looking at me like, you gonna get it? Like, and I was like, listen, I have to retail these at like 5 to, I don't even
Or
know,
more.
probably like 50K with the ones.
Some
that
of
he
those
was
pieces
pointing.
were nice. And
ones
then
he
he
was
would
showing
tell
me.
us stories about, oh, I have clients who I drive my nice pieces to their house.
Yeah.
And they hand pick. And then they're like, okay, I'm going to get this, 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 and this. And I'm
But
just
also,
like,
it's like the nicest tourmaline
yeah,
pieces
really
I've
nice.
seen. It's like, I was like, show me your favorite. And he was like, it's this one.
It was
I was
ginormous.
like, what?
Yeah.
Insane.
So those were fun. It was fun hearing
Yeah.
those stories and being like, yeah, that would be fun to just drive to someone's house and say, here.
And then they go, pick. He was like, yeah, money is no problem for this customer. And I was
Right.
like,
I was
wow,
like, wow.
that's awesome.
Right. And we're like,
Good for
okay,
them.
we'll think about it.
Yeah.
We had no time to even stop by again. We were
Yeah.
rushing all over the place, but that was a fun story also as
That
well.
was another fun story.
Yeah.
So yeah, so for the other crystals that we found, also some pink sugars, red sugars, some amethyst with calcite pieces that people were waiting for. I brought some blue fluorite from Spain. That was another really fun story, talking to that vendor who mines them. He's been mining them since he was like 18 and now he's like 50. And he was just telling the backstory of that. So I can't even remember what else I got. I don't know.
I mean, you already mentioned the agates from Germany from that one vendor, but as another mini story, he would say how the exact area where the mines are is also near a US military base. So sometimes he would see tanks going by and he's like, what's going on? But it's because there's a military base nearby that's doing exercises. So I was like, that's an interesting story. Like, you're just minding your business, trying to get some crystals, and then you see tanks. But so yeah, that was another interesting story that we heard. Sorry.
Java's eating Samantha's egg.
She's like,
Her breakfast.
you know what? You're not going to give me food. I'm going to take.
Exactly. So funny. But anyways, all of those pieces are on their way to California. And once I unpack them, you guys will know. And we're going to be doing a live sale with some of the really amazing pieces that we found throughout the whole show. And I'm so excited for you guys to see because it's all beautiful. And it was just such an adventure to be there and to source. And also the biggest honor, privilege ever. Because without your guys' support, I won't be able to do that. Whew. So let's wrap up. Tips, overall summary, tips of what we would do if
we had a chance to do it again. What tips and tricks would we recommend? Also, to someone else going also.
Would we go back?
I'd go back.
I would also go back. I would just do things more efficiently.
If I was like, it was fun and it was so nice meeting everyone and all the people who were like, oh, are you coming back? Do you come here? So they would say, oh, we only come to the Europe shows, like France and Munich. So I guess that's it. Like, you won't see us unless you're at these shows. So with the vendors that I make little connections with, it was like, oh, maybe I'll see you one day. Maybe I'll be back one day. I don't think I'm going to the Munich show, but maybe another year I might see you. Yeah. So it was nice. It was like this was fun.
Yeah.
Nice experience.
Yeah. It was a really good experience. To summarize, the tips that we would give to people if they were going to go to the show would be, number 1.
Water.
Water.
All the water. But
drink water when you're at the show, and also hydrate with electrolytes because it's so easy. If it is hot, it's easy to get heat stroke. Okay. Yeah. Number 2, bring a fan. You don't know how hot it's gonna be. Get one of those neck fans, something to blow air because there's no AC.
And also, they don't sell those nearby, so buy it before you get there.
There's no way you can't Amazon anything there. This is the countryside. Right. You can't get anything next day delivery. You'll get it next month delivery. Okay.
So all the sun protection, hat, sunscreen, fan because it's gonna be hot, and water. So for and also snacks. Bring snacks because also the stores opening aren't as the hours aren't as extended. So just bring food from the supermarket so that if you're hungry, you actually have something just in case the restaurant's closed by the time you're done. And also just bring extra food. Take food and buy food to go if you feel like, okay, I don't feel like cooking while I'm on this trip. Yeah. And you don't have time to go to the restaurants, then get an extra plate to go.
Yeah. And also when you can get cash, collect cash here and there when you can, because your card might only have like a certain amount of limit per day. Like you can only withdraw $1,000
for example.
So just do your best.
Yeah, do your best.
Go with the flow. That's another tip. And also fly into the same airport, fly in and leave
Yeah.
from the same airport. And rental car, if you're going to be late, if you're going to be delayed, make sure you have your rental car set up, because you do need to drive
Yeah.
basically when you're at the show.
Yeah. So with the rental car situation, make sure that if you do have a pickup, you are planning to arrive maybe several hours ahead of your originally intended pickup, or you can, if you can do international calls, you can feel free to internationally like make a call to the desk directly and make sure that everything's all good from their mouth themselves. Because sometimes email messaging things
Yeah.
might still go awry.
Also, last tip, enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Be present with the vendors who want to talk with you. Like, it's such an experience. They want to know about you. They want to know about your life. You get to, like, the most interesting stories that we had were like, chatting with people, and I don't know, the most memorable things that
Yeah.
happened was when we were chatting with people. And it adds to your experience. Because a lot of times, especially in America, you can just be like, go, go, go. What's next? What's next? Go here, go there, buy the crystal. But it's like, most importantly, remember to connect
With
with
others.
others. Be present. I think that was also another
theme.
theme of the trip. Another tip is also, if you're a crystal shop, they do have shipping on site, pallet shipping. Some people just ship through boxes. It just depends on how much you buy, though.
Yeah. So they have, I believe they have FedEx there, and it's up to a certain amount that it makes sense to just ship in a box. If you have anything bigger, if you want to ship using a pallet, they have two companies that do pallet shipping. And so you can go through them. There are certain options that they have where they say you need a broker ahead of time. That was another thing that we had to figure out. Luckily, they provided a broker for us. Of course.
Only because we ship through FedEx, though.
Yeah. And so it happened that the vendor in the company that we were working with, he had a friend who he lent to us as a broker who lived in LA, so he could be a broker for us to ship back to California. So that's how we got that particular broker for our air freight. But
I didn't have to use them, though.
Oh, you ended up using just FedEx.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but
it just depends.
that was an option. You have multiple options.
Yeah.
And depending on what's cheapest for you.
Ocean, air,
and just DHL, FedEx. And so they calculate all that for you depending on how much weight you're planning to ship, and they'll let you know to the best of their ability what is the best deal.
Yeah.
According to them, the cheapest is ocean freight, but you have to have a broker. So that's why you might have to be prepared ahead of time, either bring your own or they might have one to provide for you to help. It takes the longest, but it might be the cheapest. But it ended up working out really well. I was worried, and I was like looking up vocabulary for shipping and customs.
Yes,
because I was like, what if it's not in English, and what if nobody knows English? Like, they're in France. Even though it's international, they might not expect you to, like, oh, we have English options and all that. But it turned out they speak English, some of them. So they were nice.
Yeah, you can also leave your stuff there overnight as well, because there's no way that, because with the length of the show and everything, there's no way we could just dolly everything back to the car and park.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing.
Like, no, we just kept it at the show.
Yeah, and as another part with that for tips and tricks, I know at other shows people bring wagons. We didn't see as many wagons and dollies. There were some people that had that, but unless you're planning to walk all the way back to your parking lot, there's nowhere to store your crystals if you're not planning to have a pallet. So they actually had rental storage per hour, and you had to pick it up at the end of the day. So if you're like, I'm really tired, I just did pickups, but I'm not planning to ship, because, I don't know, you're driving and you don't want to walk back to your car, you can leave it somewhere and pay per hour. That was something that we didn't take advantage of that option. We just waited until we had a pallet, and then we just loaded a pallet. But that's another option if you don't have a dolly.
Or if you're not shipping pallet.
Yeah, or if you're not shipping pallet.
Because bringing it back and forth to the car would be so much time.
There were some times we parked on a hill. We parked in the grass on a hill. Like, that was the parking situation.
With the cows.
So that walk alone would have killed me, having to carry multiple boxes.
Oh my God. And it's not like usually I travel to Tucson with the wagon, but the wagon takes up a whole suitcase. So I'm not going to pay for another full-on suitcase just to bring the wagon.
Yeah. So
and then carry that to London and carry that to France and then carry it back. Like, no.
Right.
No.
So if you have to pack light or travel light, those are some options for you in case you don't want to carry everything yourself. And some vendors are nice enough to allow you to wait until the end of the day to do pickups or the next day.
Yeah. All right, you guys, that is pretty much it for that's pretty much it. That was a whole lot of it. But that's the summary of our Sainte Marie Gem Show adventure.
Yeah.
If you made it to the end, I'm so impressed. But thank you for listening. And Samantha, remind everyone where they can find you. And yeah, so I am on TikTok and Instagram as Manta's Universe, I think. I'm going to tag it below. Manta's Universe. And I also have a website, Manta's World, and it's Manta like manta ray, by the way, with an S at the end. So Manta's World. And I have my website, and that's where I have my services if you would like to reach out to me or get a reading from me. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, for coming to Sainte Marie Gem Show, for hanging out.
It's always nice going on an adventure. And even though, do you want to go to France with me? And not only France, to some random, the countryside of France. I don't know where the show is exactly, but you want to come? And I'm like, okay, new adventure. I'm down. I'm always down for travels. So,
well, thank you so much. The people are so lucky that you came along. Anyways, we survived. Stay tuned. The France Sainte Marie Gem Show live sale is probably going to be at the end of July or possibly first week of August, but it really depends on the pallet arrives because it keeps getting delayed.
If you made it to the end, leave a crystal emoji.
Wait, you can't even leave emojis.
You can DM us a crystal emoji.
DM us a crystal emoji, and
we'll know you made it.
We'll know you made it. Though I'm gonna see some kind of DM being like a gem, just a gem, or some crystal.
Just one gem.
And they're like, "What's this?" I was like, "Can I help you?" Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning into the Essay Podcast. If you love this episode and want to stay connected, come hang out with us on Instagram at essay.crystals because that is where the party continues. You'll be able to find a like-minded community and get to hang out with us in real time during our live sales. It's also a place where you just might find the perfect crystal that's meant for you. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to leave a review, share it with a friend, or pop into my DMs and say hi because I'd love to hear from you.